So this installation consists of car doors, sound, video. The doors are from a 1987 Cadillac Sedan de Ville, which is the car that my dad had when I was born and the car that we had for the first little bit of my life. It is in the shape of a kind of enclosure, which is supposed to simulate an interior space, a womb, a domestic space. I definitely felt like this car was a second home. And growing up in Michigan, you spend a lot of time in your car. Window blinds here are serving the purpose of kind of visually signifying interior spaces. They also literally were an interior feature of my mom's house when I was born, and it's kind of setting the tone for an actual domestic space. The doors were retrieved from a junkyard, and I pretty much just spent a couple of hours taking them down from the rest of the body of the car. And then they're also in conversation with the video piece of my baby shower. The idea is that there's a passenger door, there's a driver door, and ultimately these represent me and my parents. So the driver door has two UAW jackets that essentially represent my mom and dad, but it also represents, these are the folks that guided me, that are kind of stewarding me through this life and this journey. So the driver door is very much about a reflection and a kind of homage, a prayer, a hello to them. And then the passenger door is a kind of little bit of a telling of the story of my birth and my pre-birth, where I'm in the womb in an industrial setting. And so what does it mean for me as a being to be experiencing industrial spaces, industrial sounds? The video inside of this door panel has my sonogram, and it was at 16 weeks old. And so I'm thinking about the features of being in the womb at 16 weeks. Your ears start to move from the side of your neck to the sides of your head, and so your perception of sound starts to be a little bit different. And so working with Huey Mnemonic on the soundscape for this sort of like interior space, this womb-like space, was all about imagining what it would be like for me as a 16-week-old encountering some of these industrial sounds and spaces. How would I perceive that? And so the sound feels like it's happening from inside of an amniotic sac of fluid behind a flesh wall, which is what it's supposed to sort of conjure. This is a kind of demonstration of a moment in time of my life. And yeah, the rest of the car shouldn't need to be here for someone to feel the energy and the significance of these particular pieces, monuments of sorts. Kind of made them into emblems, right? I'm using the gold wrapping that would have been on my father's Cadillac emblem. So what does it mean to like dig up something from the junkyard and then memorialize it and emblematize it, almost celebrate it in the way that a Cadillac emblem might be treated, you know, for a luxury car in the 80s.